And so when you look back at what happened in Alandalusia, you're amazed. It's an amazing time. And we need to study that time seriously. Because the Muslims had reached the height of power and authority. And in Cordoba, Medina al-Zahra, the Khalifa al-Mansur had built this beautiful city and this dazzling structures that when the European kings came, they would be dazzled by the sight that they saw in front of them. But the Muslims then, when Hayat ad-Dunya, the life of this world, came into their hands, and then they forgot Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and corruption set in. Tribalism, Arab versus Berber, versus African, versus Persian, versus European. People starting to look at each other, not as believers, but as nation groups, or tribal groups, or color groups, or your Amir. When Ibn Battuta, rahimahullah, the traveler, goes into Andalusia, he and other travelers, they said, I have never seen, or we have never seen so many Amir al-Mu'minins in one place. Everybody thinks he's the Amir. And one Amir fights against the other one. And he goes to the Christian conquistadores and say, you come with me and we fight these Muslims, maybe he said these fundamentalists. We fight these Muslims, they're no good. And so they say, yes, yes, we will make a treaty with you. And they destroy the other Muslim, and then they kill the first one. And so they conquered the territory till the time of 1492. Abu Abdullah, the last ruler in Granada, surrendered. He surrendered with the understanding that no Muslim house would be entered into by the Christian forces. That Muslims would be able to continue Jumu'ah, continue their madrasas, maintain their culture, maintain their traditions, but they would have to pay taxes to the king and queen. And the Christians agreed, and within 20 years, they had destroyed almost all of the masjids, desecrated the houses, raped the women, and they began the Inquisition. And the Inquisition was a time, a terrible time for Muslims, that when you would be questioned. They take a Muslim or a Jew and they say, are you a Catholic? And they take you in front of the Inquisitor. And if you're strong enough to resist and you say, no, I'm a Muslim, they burn you at the stake. And so 500,000 or more Muslims and Jews, other people refused, had to run, had to flee. Muslims going back to the lands of Islam, making the hijrah to the lands of Muslims. Other people who could not escape and couldn't take the torture hid their identity. And the Jews were called Morenos, Muslims Morescos. And so these people were the labor force that came across with the Spanish and the Portuguese. And they came into this part of the world in large numbers. And unfortunately, the history books do not tell us of the presence of Muslims. You think Muslims came only recently. They want to call you an alien or a new immigrant. But actually, we came across before Columbus, and then we came along with the Spanish and the Portuguese.